Kemper Profiler Toads and Talks. Hello, everybody. 2025, and we are gearing up for, the warmer period. No, that's just because we're getting close to NAMM and hoping for some sunny weather in California. So if you happen to go out to the NAMM show, try to find us if you want to have a chat. We'd love to see you. And what I love to see right now is Mr. Thomas Dill, of course. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
Hi, Tom. I'm fine.
Okay. A little low, maybe.
A little low.
The motto is still, how low can we go? And for this, Thomas has brought some, special guitars out of the closet. And today we would like to look a little bit what, tone shaping tricks and tools of the trade are in place and required for getting the best out of extended range guitars in the lower range, which means baritone and maybe we'll look at bass as well, depending on the time, and all this how to treat this and handle this with the profiler. So what have you come up with, Thomas?
Yeah, so last episode I've talked a little bit about the amp shaping parameters and high gain sounds. Now we're going to low gain sounds. I have my baritone guitar, jet baritone, and it's tuned to A. Really low, really fine low. It's not that high gain tone, it's a little bit thinner tone. And I like to look at the effects. So it's all about effect sounds and typical effects that you can use, that you use with clean sounds. And the things that you should avoid when you play with low-tuned guitars and to get rid of the muddiness in the lower frequency range. So this is the topic for today. And the first sound or the first effect I like to look at is reverb. So I have my amp profile, the value, it's set to low gain, a little bit more bass, definition at 12. So to get this, I will turn off the reverb. So this is the sound without reverb.
Yeah, what kind of amp is that? What's the profile coming from?
The Valve Italian boutique amp, which is placed here. You can't see it. So, right, I'm sorry for that. But it's a 3-channel Bogner style amp, and I'm using very much the crunch channel, but turned down with the gain, so for the cleaner settings. It sounds really a little bit more dirty in the clean tone as the clean channel. And this is part of the liquid profiling pack from myself.
Okay, cool.
Find in the Profilers Rig Manager content. So again, going back to the reverb, hoping that the internet in Germany is doing a good job. Okay, reverb. Listen to that one. You hear this really massive low frequency. This is, way too much programmed from myself. We have in the natural reverb a function which is called low boost. Sometimes it's great to use that, especially with normal guitars or acoustic guitars. But with extended range guitars or lower tuned guitars, it's sometimes a little bit too much. So turning that off, you get this. So if you like to have a little bit more lower frequencies on your reverb sound, then turn on the low boost, but turn down the low multiplier.
Yeah. And then it's not so mid-rangey as well, because that was not really low. It was lower mids that were really too much. Ah, that's cool.
Instead of that one.
Yeah, that gets totally in the way of the guitar tone.
And I'm playing really slow, no fast runs. It's just, slow picking. But this slow picking or this low boost, low frequency gets really totally in this range of the guitar. And you need to think about that. Sometimes we're using presets, so there are really great presets in the natural reverb. And there is sometimes the problem that the low boost is turned on and very high, with a high amount. And you should think about that when it's getting muddy, you have a reverb on, check out the low boost. Okay, next thing is the chorus. Here we are. I'm using the hyperchorus here, and the hyperchorus has a great sound and has a crossover frequency. And I will show you that. So amount mix is at highest setting. And it's too much, definitely. But with the crossover at really high, you don't hear the chorus. So because the frequency where the chorus is working is at here 33 Hertz, so it's very high, you can't hear that. But turning it down, gets this low note detuning. And for the root note, you shouldn't have this really detuned sound. And another thing is to take a look at our frequency sheet. Here we are. So again, low A is at 55 Hertz, this one, my low A. The normal A string is at 110, the E string is at 82. So if you play something from my lowest note, 55, up to the C or the octave, 110, so you can set the crossover frequency definitely at 110, and I normally set it very much higher because you can see it here in the rig manager what happens. Let's say we have 100. It's way detuned. And you can really go up to 600. And then set your normal amount of chorus. So we have,
Oh,
in that case, with the crossover frequency really high, we have the higher notes with the chorus and the low notes very, dry a little bit of chorus, smooth chorus. So this is something I really like on these low-tuned guitars, especially when you're using this chorus effect. Okay,
great. Yeah, it did a great atmosphere, and I
yes.
heard, this Danish guy drumming coming in. This had a little bit of a Hatfield vibe
Yeah, okay.
from some time ago, but
Yes, of course.
awesome and more intense because they never used baritones. But
Yes.
cool.
Okay, next one, the delay. I have a dual delay, set with really much mix level. You hear it.
Oh, but it's pretty
Definitely,
cluttered. Pretty cluttered.
definitely way too much, And but you can tame that one. So feedback is at 90%. It's it's a massive example and way over the top, but no low cut here. So taking up the low cut again, so we are in the range of, we can do 140. Maybe take the mix a little bit down and the high cut.
I would take the feedback back a little bit as well. Yeah.
Yes. Take the feedback down.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so here you are, you have this great delay sound. Another thing is if I like to have this delay cloud with, I like that, with much feedback, you can use the ducking parameter to get, when you're playing, the feedback duck down, the delay duck down. Maybe a bit more. So you can dial it into taste. So these are the things. First of all, low cut. Check the low cut on your delay, especially when you are in mono. I'm in mono because the stereo is at 0. I did that to have the delay also in the middle. So if you have stereo, it's a bit easier to use that. So taking the low down, a little bit more feedback. Check it out. Now going to mono again. So this is something to think about when you're recording. Sometimes in the live sound or on stage, you can't use that stereo effect. Nobody maybe hear it. So you should check out the low cut in mono. But when you're using in stereo, you can have more low on the delay, for my opinion. Okay, next thing. Ionosphere, pitched reverb. This is also a massive example.
Whoa.
So this is something when you just play in E or in A, for my case. It's fine. But when you're changing chords, and especially when you change in the lower range, those tones, it's too much. So I will show you what I have here, because this is something that also is sometimes in some presets. We have -12, 2 voices. And this is the sound, the pitch mix. So without these pitched effects, it will sound like this. Also relatively low. So what you should do with that? Yeah, turn it up, take something else. But if you like, so let's say +12. Can be nice also. For this low stuff, but this is, for me, it's too much. So pitch mix turned down, mix turned a little bit down for that line. And be careful which notes you are playing.
So that took the atmosphere from the abyss
Yes.
into the sky, and hear butterflies and stuff like that. So just by changing these reverb tunings, it's amazing.
Yes. So
amazing.
be careful with octave down tunings on effects. So if you really like to have this low tune, so then take the pitch mix and check it out how much you really need to have, because it's getting really muddy, an octave down with a down-tuned guitar. Okay, next one, the Rotary, which also sound great with low-tuned guitars. And here you have a low-high balance. So I turned that to really low, and it's getting muddy. Turning the high more up. So with that one, this is the balance of the rotary speaker. So a rotary cabinet or Leslie cabinet has two speakers, a horn system, rotating horn system, and a low speaker which has a rotating, what do you call that? Some rotating in front of the speaker. I don't know how you call it. But anyways, low speaker, high speaker. And with a low-high balance, you can add some more volume for the high speaker, for the high rotating speaker. And this is getting more clarity for those lower sounding notes.
Yeah. The lower speaker is sitting in this cabinet, and there's this drum with this opening.
The drum
with this opening
side.
that's circling around it, right?
They call it the drum, really.
Yeah, and pretty cool stuff.
The next thing is if nothing helps, then take the EQ.
Of course.
Of course. So here we are. And this is a crazy rig. So all you can do wrong is here. Dual delay, no low cut, ionosphere reverb, -12, and the natural reverb with the low boost. Yeah, we can do some more. Something else, a compressor. So the compressor boosts the low notes, the low level notes. And if you're playing low notes, then it boosts also the lower notes when they fade out, and you get a more amount of low frequency range with having the compressor on. So in that case, I would definitely do a low cut and then lower the pitch mix on this one, but also take a studio EQ, add the last effect module, and then cut to 100 Hertz. And with that, you maybe can even go further. It depends on the mix, but this is, the last choice. These effects are way too much, so it doesn't sound good, but I will dial it in that it maybe sound better. I was thinking about doing everything wrong, doing the worst example. Okay, then taking the studio EQ off. So you get rid of the muddiness, maybe turning the low cut really up. Would be a bit too much on up to 200 or something like that, but you can play with that. It depends on how much impact the effects have, and
Yeah, and also I'm just thinking while I'm hearing that stuff, if you palm mute where you dampen the low end anyways
Hmm.
when you play, and then if you go to a different part maybe and you let it sit, you could go and have that full low end come
Full low end, yeah, and
and then
turn
palm
up.
mute again and
Yeah.
maybe control this a little bit on top of that because yeah, that's pretty inspiring. But I don't want to disturb the flow.
No, no.
If you have some more stuff,
No, this is it definitely for these effects and these don't do's for effect settings, or avoid these things when you have massive effect sounds and lower tuned guitars. So this is the stuff I found in the effects menu, where you can yeah, avoid low end rumble.
yeah. But on the other hand, you can also play with that. But generally, I was just listening and. In relation to what we briefly discussed before about genres and sounds changing and crossing over and stuff like that, I just heard, sometimes I'm that weird, I just heard some drums or a DJ with
Mm.
fat beats, and I was even hearing people sing on top of that or rapping, because these low guitars, if you play just, I
Two
mean,
notes and a great reverb is killer.
it sets a tone for an entire situation, because also that range where these tones sit, they have, I think it's easier for them to
Mm.
to reach something within people, except for this. So maybe
Yeah,
maybe the time is ripe for more of this in music, because more gravitas, more weight, even for light themes, is what's the next thing. I have no idea. I don't know. It just triggers my
mm.
taste of, and suddenly things start to develop in my musical mind. And yeah, that's pretty interesting. And maybe there's something we could and should do about that. Um, so you should record this stuff at low beats to a click and sell these riffs to modern hip hop producers
Maybe,
and become rich and famous.
definitely.
Yeah, no, I'm not joking. Well, we'll see. Yeah, so thanks a lot for that. And we haven't mentioned that all these rigs, we can make them available on the Rig
Mm.
Exchange as well.
Yes.
And if it's not rigs with purchased rigs, amps,
No,
being
no,
profiles,
no. They are from
being a part
the
of this.
factory content.
Okay, pretty cool. And yeah, try this at home, and even because I don't have an extended range guitar. I just have this short scale bass, which is pretty cool. But I once tried to put on the hammer very thick strings and also tuned down to, I think it was drop B flat,
Flat.
and it works with some guitars if they have a longer, how is it called, mensur,
Okay,
the
the scale.
scale, yeah, scale. Then it might work. Just play with it, because it's fun and it sets a completely different tone. And you need
It's
less personnel to to make an impact. Also,
it's the same thing what I did on this PRS. It's a 6-string guitar, but I put on 7-string set of 7-string set without the high E string, and it's more thicker, and you can tune it down even with this normal scale. I think it's a 648 they have, or 625. I don't know on that guitar. I think it's 648.
Yeah, pretty cool, really. And as I said, very inspiring, and especially now with these new effects. And we haven't touched all the tremolos and
Yes.
the slicers yet,
We
because
might do that next time and check out.
right, because then you can create some interesting rhythmic stuff as well, some weird stuff out of the general thing with tremolos and slicers. Yeah, okay, cool. So if you don't have anything to add, I will start thinking of cool slicer stuff and low-end guitars
Low-end slicers.
for the next episode. Wonderful. And yeah, hopefully see you at NAMM, people. And I would say, take care. Bye.
Bye.